There is a strange power in not getting what you want. You're left with these feelings of desire. It's something negative, but it's a fuel that keeps us going. And it's not love specifically, it's the absence of it. It's the absence of achieving things. And I want to talk about this specifically because I'm so close to things that I can't reach right now. This desire is my creative engine, basically. How the energy that I'm longing is becoming art, and the way that some artists, writers have turned that unfulfilled desire into legacy. And I feel like I'm doing that right now. I don't know how I'm using this specifically, but like, would I still be this intense if I got everything that I wanted? I know that my art is based on feelings, on thoughts, and specifically with people and what's going on in my life. If the position that I'm in currently is making me feel something else, and sometimes it's really like all about the things that I don't have yet. It's all about the money that I'm going to get when I work. It's all about the resolution, the house that I'm going to live in, the independence that I'm going to get, the happiness that I'm going to feel if I make new friends, if I create new relationships in my life with people. It's all about what I don't have already. And I feel like we fall in love with people dreams or versions of ourselves that actually never existed. I'm in love with myself right now, but I am not what I want to have, because when it's unattainable, it stays perfect. It stays perfect. And I've heard this from multiple people saying, like, when you have money, it's going to get worse because you have a lot of things to maintain. The maintenance of a huge house, the maintenance of an expensive car, it's going to get more and more. Like, the difficulty increases more and more as you grow, as you have more things, as you get what you want. The difficulty increases, and that's something that it's hard to understand, and it's easy to fall in love with. It's easy to fall in love with the idea of having everything. There's a huge emotional high of just trying to achieve something that is unattainable, and the attainable actually shapes your identity. You are who you are because of what you haven't had. We build desire, we build that entire narrative around the things that we almost had. For example, when I started studying architecture, I almost felt fulfilled with the decision that I took of studying, and I never felt fully fulfilled. And that's giving me a new feeling. It's giving me a new purpose right now of getting actually what I want to do, of actually getting to work in something artistic rather than something about construction. I would love to be a real estate agent, but it's like, does that make sense? I don't know. I want to do a lot of things in life. I've actually gotten the title of artist because I've had already a few works of art made that people actually enjoy, and I have an account and everything. But is the whole journey of being an artist what I actually love the most? Because I never got to achieve that, and I haven't fully done it yet. So I'm loving this. It's the fuel of my art journey. I don't have more than 200 subscribers on my Instagram account of my paintings, of my drawings, but I'm working on it. And it's hard to say that I'm fully working on it because I can't focus. That's another title of a video. I can't fully focus on doing things, of getting things done. I don't know why I'm procrastinating. I feel like I'm not doing anything right now, even though I'm working on a work of art for my aunt, but it's still like I'm not working on the other things that I want to achieve. And this whole narrative of not getting what we want keeps us romantic and melancholic about our life, We all always see the lives that we are not living, the people that we'll never touch because they're so perfect. And this is something that I also talked to my aunt the other day. She wanted me to talk to a man that she knows, that she says he's very pretty. He showed me his account, and he's actually gorgeous. He is like a work of art, like sculpted by gods. And I was like, this man is not going to pay attention to me ever. And that made me feel something else. That made me angry. Like, it didn't just made me like, yeah, I'm not going to see him. I don't want you to talk to him because he's not going to pay attention to me anyway. But the thing is, I felt angry. I felt the desire of writing something. I wanted to cry. I wanted to, there's something else always behind the unattainable. There's like an illusion of endless options that we have, but we are full of a constant unfulfillment because we are not always going to get what we want. And that's what's driving us to actually try to get what we want. So when we are chasing something, that's the whole point. You stop wanting the things and start needing the wanting itself. So do I want them or do I want to want them? Actually, like, craving is an actual safe space when nothing ever changes. Like, you're just in a constant longing, a constant limerence, if we can talk about limerence right now. But limerence is more about obsession. So yes, I get obsessed with what I want, but I never achieve it. And that's the whole point. Wanting, longing. So what you can do right now is try to do something, create, reflect on the things that you long and you can't actually touch. Connect with yourself and find a way of channeling that emotional chaos into something else, or at least into something generative. Movement, creation, reflection. As I said, you can actually romanticize the ache, but you can also use it as a fuel, making peace with the absence by turning it into a presence in your own work or being. And I want to end this by saying we are more defined by what we desire than what we actually have. Longing is the purest form of possession. Longing is the purest form of possession. That's all that I have for you today. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to me. I want to talk about more of these topics. They're in my head all the time. I love to just run around. The other day I was talking to my aunt and I told her, like, what are the misconceptions that people have of you? And she was like, I don't fucking care about what people think of me. Period. That's the answer. It is the answer. You're never wrong about what you think. And I'm not saying like you're wrong about, you definitely are wrong about some things. But if you want a reaction, like an answer to show what a person thinks of themselves or what a person's perspective is, there's no wrong answers. So yes, for me, wanting is the answer of presence. Longing is the purest form of possession. Goodbye.